There is a photograph. It was taken in 1998, somewhere in the rolling hills of Sardinia, Italy. In it, an old man stands alone in a vineyard. He is 91 years old. His spine is straight. His shoulders are square. And he is walking, not shuffling, not leaning, walking, with the quiet confidence of someone who has never once asked permission from his body. His name was Giovanni. A shepherd. A father of 7. A man who had never owned a gym membership. Never taken a single prescription for his legs. When researchers from the National Institute on Aging came to study him, and thousands of others like him across what they called blue zones, the rare pockets of the world where people routinely live past 90, they asked Giovanni a simple question. What is your secret? He smiled. He reached into his jacket pocket. He pulled out a small piece of bread, dark, dense, and soaked in olive oil. I eat what the earth gives, he said. And I trust my legs to carry me. Now, why am I telling you this? Because somewhere between youth and old age, most of us are told a story. A quiet, discouraging story. That weakness is inevitable. That tired legs are simply the tax we pay for living long. But Giovanni's story, and the science that has since grown up around it, tells us something profoundly different. The strength of your legs, the steadiness of your step, the ease with which you climb a stair or rise from your favorite chair, these things are not simply determined by the years behind you. They are shaped, powerfully and consistently, by what you give your body today. So if you have ever felt your legs getting heavier, if the stairs feel steeper than they used to, if you lie awake at night, haunted by cramps that seem to come from nowhere, stay with me. Because over the next 20 minutes, we are going to walk through something remarkable. 6 nutrients. 6 small but mighty allies. Each one backed by decades of science. Each one woven into the lives of the oldest, strongest people on Earth. And by the time we are done, I believe you will see your body, and its potential, in an entirely new light. Let us begin where all good wisdom begins. Not with a pill bottle. Not with a sales pitch. But with a question that scientists have been quietly obsessed with for decades. The answer, it turns out, is not purely genetic. And it is not purely a matter of exercise. In 2013, a landmark study published in the Journal of the American Geriatrics Society followed more than 4,000 adults over the age of 60 for 12 years. The researchers measured something very specific, not just how long people lived, but how, well, they moved. The quality of their gait. The power in their stride. What they found was startling. The single greatest predictor of physical independence in old age was not income, not education, not even whether someone exercised regularly. It was the nutritional profile of their blood. Specifically, certain critical vitamins and minerals that support not just muscle tissue, but the entire ecosystem of the aging leg. The nerves that fire the muscles, the bones that anchor them, the blood vessels that feed them, the collagen that holds the joints together. When those nutrients were low, even slightly low, the legs began to fail in quiet, predictable ways. When those nutrients were restored, even late in life, something remarkable happened. People improved. Not just maintained. Improved. Now, this brings us to a concept I want you to hold in your mind throughout this entire conversation. Scientists call it neuromuscular reserve. At 94 years old, Jimmy Carter was doing something that most men half his age could not. He was swinging a hammer. Volunteers at Habitat for Humanity watched in quiet amazement as this ancient, graceful man climbed ladders, bent his knees, balanced on scaffolding, and worked, steadily, joyfully, hour after hour, in the summer heat of Nashville, Tennessee. When journalists asked him how he kept his body so strong, he didn't talk about a fitness regimen. He didn't name a supplement brand. He talked about food. He talked about the Georgia soil. About the peanuts and sweet potatoes and greens that his family had grown and eaten for generations. He talked about spending time outdoors, in the sun, with his hands in the earth. He talked, in a deeply humble way, about listening to his body. Now, what is remarkable about Jimmy Carter, beyond his extraordinary character and his lifetime of service, is what his body was quietly doing every single day. Let us trace it. Vitamin 1. Vitamin D, the bone and muscle architect. Georgia Sunshine is generous. And Jimmy Carter, a lifelong outdoorsman, a fisherman, a farmer, a woodworker who spent decades at habitat worksites, was bathed in it regularly. That sunlight triggered something essential. Every time ultraviolet rays touched his skin, his body converted cholesterol into vitamin D, perhaps the single most important vitamin for the aging leg. Here is what the science tells us. Vitamin D is not simply a bone nutrient. It is a muscle nutrient. Receptors for vitamin D exist in nearly every muscle cell in the human body. When vitamin D levels are adequate, those muscles contract more powerfully, recover more quickly, and resist fatigue more effectively. Studies from the University of Manchester found that older adults with sufficient vitamin D levels were up to 73% less likely to experience a serious fall. Not because they had better balance training, but because their muscles responded better to the neurological signals their brain was sending. When vitamin D is low, as it is in an estimated 40% of American seniors, those signals grow fuzzy. The muscles hesitate. The legs feel heavier than they should. The best natural sources are sunlight, fatty fish like salmon and mackerel, and fortified dairy. For those who want a concentrated, time-honored boost, cod liver oil, just 1 tablespoon per day, delivers a remarkable dose of this essential nutrient. The same tonic that grandmothers once administered by the spoonful, now confirmed by modern science to be among the most powerful supports for muscle and bone health in the aging body. Vitamin 2, vitamin B12, the nerve whisperer. Jimmy Carter has spoken openly about the importance of presence, of feeling connected to the world around him, alert and engaged. What he may not have known is that this quality of aliveness, of physical responsiveness, is partly biological. It is, in part, the work of vitamin B12. B12 is the guardian of the peripheral nervous system, the vast, delicate network of nerves that runs from your spinal cord down through your hips, your thighs, your calves, all the way to the soles of your feet. When B12 is sufficient, those nerves transmit instructions from your brain to your muscles with precision and speed. Every step is coordinated. Every shift of weight is managed gracefully. When B12 is low, and after 60, absorption drops significantly due to reduced stomach acid, the signal degrades. Muscles feel uncoordinated. Legs feel heavy or numb. Some people experience that unsettling pins and needles sensation that can feel mysterious and frightening. It is not mysterious. It is a nutritional signal. Animal proteins, beef, poultry, fish, eggs, dairy, are the richest natural sources of B12. For those who follow a plant-based diet or struggle with absorption, nutritional yeast is a remarkable ally. Just 1 tablespoon, sprinkled over a warm bowl of soup or stirred into a smoothie, provides a meaningful daily contribution to the B12 your nervous system depends on. Many older adults who begin correcting a B12 deficiency report something almost poetic. They say their legs remembered themselves. The coordination returns. The heaviness lifts. The body reconnects. Vitamin 3, vitamin C, the collagen keeper. Now consider something Carter's biographers often noted. Even in his 80s and 90s, he maintained remarkable joint flexibility. He could bend, kneel, twist. He could swing a hammer without wincing. Part of that was surely discipline. But part of it, almost certainly, was vitamin C. Most people associate vitamin C with fighting colds. But its role in the aging body is far more profound. Vitamin C is essential for the production of collagen, the structural protein that holds together every tendon, ligament, and joint capsule in your legs. After the age of 40, collagen production begins to slow. By 60, it has declined substantially. Without adequate vitamin C to sustain what remains, the tendons that hold your knees grow less resilient. The cartilage that cushions each step thins and frays. The joints begin to speak in the language of ache and stiffness. Citrus fruits, bell peppers, kiwi, and strawberries are wonderful sources. For a concentrated, gentle boost, acerola cherry powder, derived from one of the most vitamin C-rich fruits on earth, can be stirred into water or a morning smoothie. 1 tablespoon delivers far more vitamin C than an orange, in a form that the body absorbs beautifully. The older adults who prioritize vitamin C consistently report less stiffness upon waking, more ease in the knees, and a sensation that their legs have become, in their own words, more cooperative. Vitamin 4, vitamin K2, the calcium director. Here is something most people do not know about strong bones. It is not simply a matter of how much calcium you consume. It is a matter of where that calcium goes. Without vitamin K2, calcium absorbed from food and supplements tends to drift, settling in soft tissues, in artery walls, in joints, where it does not belong. This leads not to strength but to stiffness. Not to resilience but to rigidity. K2 acts as a precise biological director, ushering calcium toward the bones and teeth where it belongs, and actively preventing its accumulation in the wrong places. Fermented foods, particularly the Japanese staple, natto, as well as aged cheeses and sauerkraut, are among the richest sources. For those who want a simple, daily habit, grass-fed butter or ghee, 1 tablespoon per day, provides a meaningful supply of K2, in a form that has nourished generations of long-lived people across traditional cultures worldwide. Older adults who optimize their K2 intake often describe a lightness in their legs. Not dramatic, but real. A quiet sense that movement has become less effortful, less braced against, more natural. Vitamin 5, magnesium, the relaxation mineral. Jimmy Carter has spoken often about the importance of stillness, of restful sleep, of waking each morning ready to begin again. That restfulness is not accidental. It is biological. And magnesium plays a profound role in it. Magnesium is required for over 300 biochemical reactions in the human body. Among the most critical, the regulation of muscle contraction and release. When magnesium levels are adequate, muscles, including those in the legs, contract cleanly and relax fully. When magnesium is low, muscles remain subtly tense. They cramp in the night. They fatigue prematurely during the day. They create that frustrating sense of heavy legs that many older adults have simply come to accept as normal. It is not normal. It is correctable. Leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and whole grains are excellent dietary sources. And for a remarkably simple concentrated boost, pumpkin seeds. Just 1 tablespoon provides a meaningful daily dose of magnesium, along with zinc and healthy fats that further support muscle health. Sprinkle them on oatmeal. Add them to a salad. Carry them in a small bag as an afternoon snack. Many people notice results within days. Fewer nighttime cramps. Legs that feel lighter in the morning. A steadiness in the step that feels less like an achievement and more like a return. Vitamin 6, vitamin E, the circulation guardian. And finally, the nutrient that most people overlook. The one I want you to remember. Vitamin E. Your legs are only as strong as the blood supply that feeds them. Every muscle fiber, every nerve ending, every cell that keeps your legs working requires a continuous, oxygen-rich flow of blood. And as we age, the blood vessels that carry that flow can stiffen, narrow, and slow. Vitamin E is one of the most powerful natural allies for vascular health in the aging body. It acts as an antioxidant that keeps the walls of blood vessels flexible. It helps reduce the low-grade inflammation that stiffens arteries over time. It supports the smooth, efficient movement of blood, all the way down to the smallest capillaries in your feet. When vitamin E is sufficient, your legs receive what they need. They feel warmer, more responsive, less prone to that heavy, sluggish fatigue that sets in after brief periods of sitting or walking. The richest natural sources include almonds, sunflower seeds, and avocados. And one of the most concentrated, easily incorporated sources is wheat germ oil. 1 tablespoon, stirred into a salad dressing or taken simply on its own, provides a powerful daily dose of this often neglected but deeply important nutrient. People who begin prioritizing vitamin E often notice something they had forgotten was possible. Their legs feel alive again. Warmer. More awake. More willing. Now, let us bring this home. Because science and stories, as beautiful as they are, only matter if they change something in your daily life. Here are 5 essential practices, simple, dignified, and profoundly effective, for anyone who wants to build and protect the strength of their legs in the years ahead. Practice 1. Create your morning ritual of nourishment. The 6 vitamins we have discussed are not meant to be taken all at once, in a frantic handful of supplements. They are meant to be woven into your daily life, naturally, pleasurably, consistently. Begin your mornings with intention. A tablespoon of cod liver oil for vitamin D. A tablespoon of wheat germ oil for vitamin E. A sprinkle of nutritional yeast over your eggs for B12. A tablespoon of pumpkin seeds with your breakfast for magnesium. A glass of water with acerola cherry powder for vitamin C. And grass-fed butter on your morning toast for K2. These are not dramatic interventions. They are small daily acts of care. And small daily acts of care, taken consistently over weeks and months, are how transformation actually happens. Practice 2. Spend time in natural light. This is not a cliché. It is physiology. 15 to 20 minutes of sunlight each day, on your arms, your legs, your face, triggers vitamin D production in the skin. It also regulates circadian rhythms, which in turn support the restful sleep during which your muscles repair themselves. Sit on your porch. Walk in your garden. Find a sunny bench in a park you love. Let the light find you. Practice 3. Move with intention, not aggression. Strong legs are built through consistent, gentle movement, not through punishing workouts. A daily 20-minute walk. Standing up from your chair 10 times in a row as a quiet exercise. Simple calf raises while washing dishes. These micro-movements, done daily, keep the neuromuscular pathways active and the circulation flowing. The goal is not to exhaust your legs. It is to remind them of what they are capable of. Practice 4. Hydrate deliberately. Muscle function requires water. Nerve conduction requires water. Cartilage cushioning requires water. Many older adults are mildly but chronically dehydrated, and this alone can contribute significantly to the sensation of heavy, achy legs. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses of water each day. Keep a glass within arm's reach wherever you spend your time. Consider warm water with lemon in the morning, a gentle, warming start that also provides a small boost of natural vitamin C. Practice 5. Track the language of your legs. Your legs communicate with you constantly. Cramps in the night often speak of magnesium. Tingling or numbness may whisper of B12. Stiffness in the knees may be asking for collagen, and the vitamin C that builds it. Heaviness and fatigue may be calling for better circulation, and the vitamin E that supports it. Learn the language. Pay attention. And when you hear something, respond, not with fear, but with knowledge and quiet action. I want to leave you with something. Not a list. Not a reminder. Something quieter than that. There is a philosopher, a Stoic, from ancient Rome, named Marcus Aurelius. He wrote, in his private journal, something that has stayed with scholars and seekers for nearly 2,000 years. He wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." I think about that when I think about aging legs. About the heaviness and the cramps and the quiet fear that creeps in when a stair feels steeper than it used to. Because those feelings, as uncomfortable as they are not the end of the story. They are the beginning of a conversation. A conversation between you and your extraordinary, ancient, still capable body. And the body, I have come to believe, is always trying to get well. It is always moving towards strength, given half a chance. It is always reaching for function, for mobility, for the simple joy of standing up from a chair without a second thought. All it asks is that you meet it halfway. With a little sunlight. With a little nourishment. With a little patience and a little faith. Giovanni, the old shepherd in Sardinia, walked his vineyard until he was 97 years old. Jimmy Carter swung a hammer on behalf of strangers who needed homes until just a few years before his passing, at age 100. They were not special. They were consistent. They were nourished. They were paying attention. And so are you. Because you are still here. Still watching. Still asking the right questions. That matters more than you know. Your reflection question for today. Of the 6 vitamins we discussed, vitamin D, B12, C, K2, magnesium, and vitamin E, which one do you feel your body might be asking for most right now? And what is one small, specific change you can make this week to answer that call? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your words are not just a response to a video. They are a record of a person taking their own well-being seriously. And that, at any age, is one of the most courageous things a human being can do. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting this time to something that matters. Walk gently. Walk steadily. And take good care of those remarkable legs.